you want my honest impressions on F125 from a proper kind of sim racer point of view, well, here I am. This is my first ever go on the game, and I've got it all on professional settings, like no ABS, I think, no automatic gear shifting. It's kind of like sim settings, as I understand it, and I've got it on 90 difficulty. I had no idea which difficulty, so I put it on 90, and yes, I'm playing against Max Verstappen, so I'm going to ram off George Russell here. There he is. And yeah, I want to let you know how it feels from a sim perspective. So I've already run deep there. I like how weighty the cars feel. I had a big issue running F124 last year. It was very difficult on my setup, but I am running on 2 SimuCube active pedals here. Oh my goodness, and the Lamborghini Motor Ascenza wheel, and the difficulty's on 90. So you let me know if that's difficult or not, but we're going to see how the handling is. Oh, this is where Kimi Antonelli went off in the race. Caused a safety car that changed everything. So I think, you know, the locking up, I can't imagine that a lot of people are going to be playing on that difficulty setting, because that does feel like quite easy to lock up. The curbs as well, you know, I've been to Catalonia in real life. The curbs are big old curbs at Catalonia.
Now use DRS. DRS now available.
I don't know what I've mapped to DRS something. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, I like the weightiness of it. I like the way it snaps. I feel like I can feel a little bit of basically deceleration when I'm trying to carry too many G's through a corner. And a little bit of pivoting there. There we go, another bit of oversteer. I mean, that's kind of what I want to feel understeer, and I want to feel oversteer, so... Interesting there, as I slowed down too much, you could see how much the car was pivoting. It feels like when they go over these bumps as well, that the car is... The aero in the car isn't a big fan. I mean, on a wheel and pedals, I don't know what the esports crew are going to be like, because, frankly, you never know what they're going to be like, and they've got a lot of vested interests to change the handling of the game to suit their specific driving style. But for me, for my first ever go on F125,
Okay, no issues with tyre wear.
I could see myself getting into this. Ah, come on, man. That's horrendous. These corners should feel punishing. Oh, let's see if we can catch up with that crew. You can see I'm trying to lock up less. I like the little aero loss there, that is nice. And this is going to be tricky on the brakes. Oh, first gear, maybe too much torque. For me, this is striking a good balance. I mean, in iRacing, let's be honest, I would have been in the wall about 10 million times by now. I'm running my Moser R16 at 70%, by the way, if you're curious. Not sure I deserve these clean laps per se, but again, I'm intrigued to see if I can... That seems better. That seemed better there. I feel more incentivized to push the F1 car around. The lockup costing me. I mean, this is... Whee! This is fun. I like this. Obviously, we're going to restart the race. In fact, we'll restart the session now, and we'll just see on the same difficulty on 90 whether already in that little time I've learned a little bit about how to drive the car. So, I don't get the clutch thing, but anyway, let's go. Terrible start, surely. But yeah, it feels weighty for me. It feels like a weighty game. I feel like I want to, yeah, get the car pivoting nicely on the nose. So there's a challenge in the braking zone not to lock up. There's a challenge to brake at the right point. There's a challenge to kind of pivot the car. There's a challenge to get on the power nicely. It doesn't feel like it's going to be too difficult to master it, to be honest. But so far, I don't really have that many complaints yet. Hey. I'm not sure it's that realistic. It doesn't... The amount of drifting I'm doing doesn't feel realistic at all when you look at these F1 cars these days that just have ridiculous grip. So maybe a criticism is that the cars seem to have less grip than you'd have in real life. I'm going to get done here by DRS. Not this corner, pal. And obviously everything's licensed, so that is actually Leclerc. See, already you can see that I'm kind of understanding the handling. And literally, I hadn't played this game before I clicked record and started racing here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I knew I'd gone too deep there. So I've been punished. I am having some audio glitches.
Okay, be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
I don't know what my DRS button is. If I'm in it. I'm not sure I am. Let's just take out Russell. Oh my god. Surely I've lost my front ring there. No, it looks to be okay. Massive loss of downforce though, or dirty tyres or something. Get on the track, bro.
Okay, you've got front wing damage, but only have a few laps left. If you can live with it,
yeah.
stay out.
So, I mean, for a game that I assume the vast majority of people are going to be playing on a controller, this has a very nice, weighty feel that I would describe as I'll show you my difficulty settings while I'm chatting. At this difficulty setting, I feel like you do have the challenge. This is not sponsored, by the way. Like, I'm just going to give you my pure, honest opinion because it's a very expensive game every year. So if we go into, I guess, assists, you can see this is what I've got. So that ABS being off, it's on or off. There isn't anything there. The TC on medium, I wonder what settings. Have a light? No, just medium, full, or off. I feel like for some people, it's going to be too annoying on the brakes, all that locking up. You might just want to get used to trying to get your right braking points every time. So in which case, probably put ABS on. But then I like the understeer you feel. It doesn't feel like they've got unlimited grip. Although in real life, I feel like it would feel like that. But anyway, in the game, it's nice that you feel the car decelerating as you're applying a lot of lock in the high-speed corners. And then I like the idea that as you slow the car down, the car naturally seems to want to pivot more, which is interesting. Not sure how realistic that is with like the way these cars are so dependent on aero, but it feels like it's nice to pivot as you slow down, and then it wants to oversteer a little bit as you get on the power. Now I wonder if the setup side of the game is sophisticated enough that you can really dial that in. But for me, those are the ingredients. I'll give you an example. When I drive here in Gran Turismo, there's only a few cars where you can actually pivot the car, kind of turning in. A lot of them feel just very understeery, and there's only so many ways that you can pivot the car on exit and feel that oversteer. So I have a very clear understanding of what they've gone for here, and I think to be able to master it or to get good at those parts won't be too difficult. But to get really, really, really good is probably going to have to require you to cheese those mechanics, I can imagine, to get more unnatural rotation, basically, which is the key to all sim racing, is cheesing the rotation. So those are my thoughts. I think my first impressions are that it seems to be very playable. I think the force feedback is going to be important, because if you have too little force feedback, you're not going to feel all these different stages of the corner. So let me know what you think. I'm very interested to hear from you. F125, I'll be doing more of it in VR as well. And I'll see you next time.